I'm Taylor Zarzour, and this is the OTP. You look refreshed. You look rejuvenated.
I'll tell you what, and Titans fans know this, I love a break. I mean, I love my job, and I love being here, but I also love to rest. Rest is very important to me. And I got a couple days child-free, which is huge.
Yes.
Shout out to my mom and dad who came and took my squirrely girls for a couple days, and we went to Maine, and it was lovely. Highly recommend. I drank beer, I ate seafood, and I slept a ton. And it was phenomenal.
That's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. So I am refreshed. I'm rejuvenated. I'm ready for the second half of the season.
You do look fall-y today.
I feel fall-y.
You've got your fall colors on today, but it actually felt kind of wintry in Nashville.
Yeah, but I can't go there yet, TZ. I'm not mentally in the place for winter weather.
I understand you're not there yet. I didn't decide that the winter came.
Time.
Yes, I didn't decide there'd be flurries on Monday.
You are sufficiently bundled.
Oh, I've got a lot of layers on today. You got to paint the whole picture for our radio audience. I have 4 layers on top.
Woohoo!
4. Yes.
And we're indoors. We're not broadcasting outside today.
Well, I'll get to that in just a second. But 2 layers down low, 4 layers up top today.
Pretty good.
The reason why I did that is it is really cold outside.
It is.
My wife always is really hesitant to turn the heat up when it first gets cold. She's always just like, just be careful. Let's not go too crazy here.
No.
So it's a little chilly in the house, if we're being honest. And then the coldest place in my life is where we do our television show.
Yeah, that is true. That's actually pretty smart.
In my life.
It's like a refrigerator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like to take my family skiing sometimes in February. It's the coldest in the world is in the studio.
And here's the thing. If you're going skiing, for example, doing an outdoor winter activity, you obviously dress for it. So you keep your body warm. So it's like not really that cold because you obviously prepared. You knew it was going to be a cold experience. When you walk into the BetMGM studio at Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park, it is like walking into like a freezer section, like a beer fridge.
Yeah, like if you go to Costco, like the walk-in part of, that's exactly right. Yeah.
But like you're dressed for the regular parts of your day in climate-controlled areas. So you walk in there and it is exceptionally colder. So I am rescinding my subtle jabs for your layering because it kind of makes sense now.
Yeah.
But like
I kind of look like the bubble boy a little bit today with all the different layers, but that's okay. I am very soft in my older age and I love being warm.
Hey, you can come hang at my house. We turned the fireplace on last night.
Ooh.
So we've got heat and fire.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good break. I really like if it doesn't obviously work out this way for all the teams. Some teams have buys in December now. Some teams have buys in early October. I really like a break at the mid-mark of the season.
It's so good for a team. And, I mean, especially for the Tennessee Titans who, over the years, have drawn some short straws when it comes to bye-week placement. We've had some remarkably early bye weeks. We've had some incredibly late ones. Having a bye week in the middle of the season, for those who don't think about it, has a lot of benefits because A, it gives you a good midway point for like self-scout, some self-reflection, and adjustments. So it's a really good natural point in the middle of the season to kind of look at where you've been, where you're going, and what changes you can make. From a health perspective, it is so valuable, especially for a team like the Tennessee Titans who have a lot of people who are injured. Being able to get a week of rest in the middle of the season, hopefully get some people back on the other side of that bye week, so this week. But also for guys who aren't like injury report hurt but are pretty banged up. I mean, we hear Coach Mac say it all the time. 100% of the people who play football get hurt. Like, that's just the reality of it. So whether you're, like, listed as somebody who has an injury they're dealing with or you're just kind of generally bumped around, having 1 week to let your body heal, to let your body recover, to really lean into the things that you need to do as a player to get your body right, it is so valuable.
That's a good point.
So to be able to get this team back to a place that's a little closer to center when it comes to health. Now, not everybody is magically healed. That's not what I'm saying either. But I'm saying that at the middle point of the season, it is so helpful to be able to get your health back and your legs back under you a little bit for what is now a pretty long sprint to the end of the season.
Yeah, and Mike McCoy said that last week. It's really important to get that rest and let your body heal up. It's also very important for a mental reset. Our general manager, Mike Borgonzi, sat in your seat. He filled in for you on the OTP, by the way.
I know. I mean,
he was great.
If you can't be there, that's the guy that you get to fill in for you. He did a really good job.
Yeah,
proud of him. He can fill in anytime.
I'm going to Maine, and Mike Borgonzi is going to take my spot. That was good. He did.
You're welcome, guys.
He did a great job. He did not. Well, he didn't eat any cookies while he was in here, but
well, I mean that's his fault.
But we did have it placed perfectly while he was in here. So I was talking about a mental reset, Amy, and this is totally fine if the answer is no. Did you watch any football?
Yes.
Saturday or Sunday?
I did watch football. Not so much on Saturday because I was traveling. I did watch the Florida Gators play Kentucky.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, play is a strong word. I also watched the Missouri Tigers, quote unquote, play.
I'm sorry.
Texas A&M. So that was some not fun football. And then I watched some NFL football yesterday. Just kind of like let red zone wash over me, which is something we don't get to do very much in our line of work. Is just take in all that is red zone. And I also watched a lot of games in like the fast forward that just shows like the highlights.
Oh, okay.
And that was very cool.
Well, I was wondering if maybe you took a break because I know that some people do.
Yeah.
I can promise you Will Bowling didn't. Will watches all of the football and never, ever stops. And we'll get to him coming up a little bit later. And before we get to the NFL, a quick shout out. One of the best games I've ever called, college games I've ever called, happened in this town on Saturday night. That was a lot of fun.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, congrats to the Vanderbilt Commodores on another win, overtime win in Auburn against Auburn at First Bank Stadium, and atmosphere was awesome. A lot of Titans fans there in the stands. A lot of them came up. I got some Tighten Up yells at me.
That's great.
As I was leaving the stadium.
Woo-hoo!
That made me happy. Anyway, but get to the NFL on Sunday. Here's the reason why I bring it up.
Yeah.
You just talked about getting your body right and about the reset going into the second half of the season. And if you have a 1-8 record, you may be thinking, from afar, well, they're not going to beat anybody. I'm picking them to beat the Titans. Well, if history repeats itself, that's not the way it works. Some of the teams that struggle do upset some of the better teams as you get through the rest of the season. And this past weekend was the biggest example of that we have seen so far. As an example, the New Orleans Saints go to Charlotte, North Carolina, and beat the Carolina Panthers 17-7. The then 1-8 New Orleans Saints, now 2-8, beat the Panthers. Blocked a field goal, bizarre play. Bryce Young did not play well on offense for the Panthers in that game. You had the Miami Dolphins, who were 2-7 on the season, beating the Buffalo Bills. 30-13.
Crazy.
How about that one?
Yeah.
So that's wild. And then the New York Jets. Now, I realize the Cleveland Browns are also struggling, but the Jets won their second game of the season, beat the Cleveland Browns this past weekend. So, I mean, we had at least 3 examples of pretty big upsets in the NFL this past weekend. So it can. There's no doubt it's going to keep happening.
Well, and that's the thing. As the season goes on, teams start to. I know you want to like win and come out strong in the first half of the season. The second half of a season is really when you know what you've got.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that. I mean, Keith Bullock had the whole embargo on complaining about any sort of football until like mid-October, if we all remember that. We've all like kind of realized now that it takes a long time for teams to kind of figure out who they are, what it is they're doing, and getting in that rhythm. This is the time of year where you start to see, A, the best football games that you're going to see throughout the course of a year, and B, you really start to see what a team has beyond just like their star lineup, like the Monstars. You start to see depth on teams because injuries happen in the league, as we just talked about. You start to see scheme and coaching really taking effect more and more because it's not just like, well, our guys were more healthy than your guys, so we won. Now it's, this is what our team is made of. This is what our team does, and we win. Or this is what our team does, and we fell short this time. That's November, December football. This is when it gets really good.
Yeah, it is. And I think there's going to be some fun moments in Nashville. And we have a lot of moments in Nashville to come. We obviously had the game the first Sunday in November, but now against the Chargers, who had a win again on Sunday Night Football without their tackles.
Yeah.
Look really good against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But now the Titans have 3 straight home games, or 3 more home games, I should say, in a row. With the Houston Texans coming to town, we're going to give you a full update on the Texans from Coach Mike McCoy and from wannabe Coach Will Bowling.
That's a good way to intro.
We're gonna
nice.
What a wild win that was for the Texans against the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday.
Yep.
So we'll get you ready for that. The Seattle Seahawks are coming here the following week. They're on fire so far to start the season and roughed up the Arizona Cardinals. And then the week after that, the aforementioned Jaguars will be here. So
first crack.
Yeah, we have 3 more here in the month of November while you're getting ready for Thanksgiving and potentially putting your tree up or maybe putting some lights up. Are you do you start decorating in November or do you wait till December?
I want to so bad.
Me too.
I'm itching this year. I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I keep going into the attic for other things and slowly moving the boxes closer to the door. Oh, I left that in the attic. I never go to the attic except for Christmas to get my Christmas decorations. But I've been in there a lot recently looking for things.
Interesting. Okay.
So I'm going to just start sneaking out a reindeer or something here or there. And maybe my husband won't notice that Christmas is creeping in.
I'm in. I'm all in for it this year. So yeah, we have some fun things coming up in November. And look, I know that this is going to be a storyline in the back half of the season, Amy, is off-season changes.
Yeah.
As the Titans get ready to hire a head coach and get ready for the draft. We get to go to my hometown of Mobile, Alabama, and the Senior Bowl will be a big deal. We're going to go to one of your old towns, in Indianapolis for the Combine. So there's going to be some fun things to get ready for. So we have the games coming up. And we're excited to see the Titans' progress on the field in the second half of the season. And then we have some really important things happening after that.
Absolutely. This team is kind of in a really fun spot right now because, yes, we have the rest of the season. And there's still a lot of football left in this season. But then there's also so much new on the horizon. There's a new coach and whoever he decides to add to that coaching staff. So that's going to be a change for this team. We've got a new draft class that's not that far away, and that's going to be just more talent to add to this team. We've got a new stadium that is right around the corner. There's so much good on the horizon for this team. There's so much change. And so just watching this team continue to take the steps to put themselves in the right position for the next step and the next step and the next step, I think that's really really exciting for this Titans team. There you go, TZ.
Thank you, Amy.
Are you fired up for the rest of this season?
I really am.
Good.
Yes, I really am. It's been a lot of fun to do college and the NFL throughout the season, but if we're really, really being honest, just between me and you and everyone listening, I'm really excited to take round trip trips with the Tennessee Titans.
Me too.
It was great. I mean,
too.
This past weekend to only do a college game was a lot of fun.
Oh, it's crazy.
But I'm really looking forward to the only NFL weekends. Those will be a lot of fun coming up here in a few weeks. Okay, Mike McCoy is going to join us coming up next.
Hey, football fans, satisfy your halftime hunger with Snickers, and you could win sweet prizes this NFL season. Visit Snickers.com/halftime to enter and view the official rules. Pick up Snickers at a Kroger near you. When you bring Hellman's Creamy Buffalo Chicken Dip to the watch party, you can cheer too loud, or block the TV, or be a couch coach, and no one will eject you from the game. That's a Hail Mayo. Hellman's, the official mayo of the Tennessee Titans. Titans fans, SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of Tighten Up and here to help you experience all the action this season. SeatGeek makes it easy to find the perfect seats to the perfect game so you can be part of all the touchdown celebrations and momentum-shifting takeaways this season. Whether you're getting tickets to Titans games or to any live event in Nashville, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Tennessee Titans.
Hey Titans fans, with a Kroger Boost membership, you'll score big with double fuel points, free delivery, and lots more. Go to Kroger.com/boost for details. Kroger, the official grocer of the Tennessee Titans. Tighten up.
Good to see you, Coach.
Great to be here.
Did you leave town? What'd you do?
No, I did not. My wife and I, we stayed around, ate at a lot of great restaurants, and went to the Ella Langley concert at the Ryman, which was phenomenal. That's an unbelievable environment there. So we did that Thursday night, and my daughter, Liv, she was in town. We picked up her little Bernedoodle. It's 6 months now. We picked her up from the trainer. So now she's well behaved. So we had a great weekend.
Great meals.
Great
and
meals.
Ella Langley concert.
Yes. Yeah.
What's that song? Choosing Texas, I
There
think.
you go.
Yeah, it's like could be the song of the year. And Morgan Wallen
No,
showed
we
up.
We went Thursday night.
Oh, okay.
Went
You didn't
Thursday.
go the night he
We didn't-
surprised. Yeah,
Yeah.
came in. Okay. But, man, I'm super jealous.
It was fun.
Ryman, Ella Langley. That sounds like a
It
lot
was
of fun.
unbelievable.
So you made the most of it. You said it to us last week. You need to get off your feet if you're a player. And as Amie Wells was saying in the previous segment, it's very good for players that aren't on an injury report. Everybody's got bumps and bruises, so they heal up. But you made it really clear last week on this program, you need a mental reset. Get away from football for a few days.
Yeah, you really do. This is, we've been going a long time. And you think for especially the rookies, you have 3 preseason games, you're 9 weeks in, that's 12 games. Usually your college season's over. In talking to a couple guys, this morning during the practice, it's great to talk to them. And it's like you kind of miss it. You miss being out there on Sundays. And they're just young. And you really need to get away from it, take a deep breath, regardless of where it is in the season. Because sometimes, we've had them before week 3, and it's like, God, that's terrible time. And, having it at week 10 was great this year to have it. And I think it's important for the players, just get away from it, take a deep breath, look at it and say, okay, what do I need to do the rest of the year? Mm-hmm. And it's good for the staff, too. And especially as far as it wasn't in the season this year, we can really look and dive into some things and say, hey, this is why things were working, and some things that you thought might have been our core come out of camp, aren't as efficient as you'd like them to be.
Did you watch some college or pro football on Saturday or Sunday?
Not a lot of college football, but it was, I hate to say it, I was watching the Red Zone.
Were you?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. Sat around, and, my daughter was here, obviously, so we were hanging out and just kind of relaxing and had a few good meals and sitting around and just enjoying watching the games.
And you saw some teams that haven't gotten off to good starts this year beat teams that have gotten off to good starts. The obvious examples would be what the New Orleans Saints did in our old hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina, and what the Miami Dolphins did to the Buffalo Bills. Why is that, Coach?
Welcome to the NFL.
Yeah.
Any given Sunday, you can win or lose a game. And I just think that the parity in the league is so good that you've got to go out there and play your best. And if you don't, if you give someone energy and give them life and give them the ability to go out and beat you, that's what's going to happen. And if you don't make it's, like we talked about, it's players. And, sometimes guys might have an off day or they don't play as well as they want, or there's turnovers. There's big plays in the kicking game. There's so many things that change the momentum of a game. And once a team gets a little bit of life and gets some energy behind them, you never know what's going to happen. And then you get a lead, and now all of a sudden, from a defensive play caller, all of a sudden you're playing with a 2-score lead, whereas before you've been down all the time, and all of a sudden you start doing things a little bit different. And so there's a number of different reasons why those things happen, but it's the NFL. You got to play your best week in and week out.
Do you use the way the Titans played against the Chargers in their most recent game and how competitive they were for 60 minutes as motivation for your team this week? And or do you use what a few teams did in the National Football League on Sunday as motivation?
Well, I think if you look back at that game, you look at it, okay, let's score a touchdown on the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
And see what the score difference is there and see what happens from there. So you're trying to do whatever you can to win game. And that's the main focus here. And the players worked extremely hard, but you're always coaching up week in and week out of, this is how, you make this play, you score a touchdown there, see what happens. things like that. But the players, you hate to say close, but you got to make those plays to put you over the top. And that's the most important thing, is to go out there and make those plays so that you're playing in the fourth quarter with the lead and see what happens.
Coach, do you change, given the rules of the National Football League, are there any changes you make after an open date in terms of your schedule? Or do you keep that the same?
Well, you're always looking at how you can improve and what you need to do to help the team. And what is the health of your team? So that's every week we're looking at, okay, what tweak do we need to make? After talking to the coach at the buys, can we change these couple things? Can we do a couple of things differently? So you're always looking at that.
Yeah. And are the players more, are they itching more to get going after an open week?
I think, I think it was great for them to get away. But like I mentioned to you, some of the younger players, it's like, God, we missed Sunday. You kind of you take it for granted sometimes. You look at it and understanding that you still have 8 games left. But so I think it's a great opportunity though, because you have to get away from it for a little bit.
Yeah, you do, and the juices seem to flow after you get away from that. Is it a time to consider maybe making some changes in terms of installing a game plan when you have extra time, and you have 2 weeks instead of 1?
Well, no, you got to be careful sometimes as coaches when you have too much time to game plan. You get too many ideas.
Right.
That's always the thing. You talk about Super Bowl teams, and when you're playing, you have that first week, and then all of a sudden now there's that extra week. You got to be very careful. It's the same thing with coming off a bye week of, trying to do too much. But the great thing is you get to evaluate in a little more. I mean, you're always doing self-scout. That's every week. You look at numbers, you look at what you're doing, you look at efficiency. But this way, you have more time to go through and watch all the tape and do certain things. There's a little tweak you can do here, so it always helps to have a little extra time. And it's also great for the players because when certain players are dinged up and doing once you start the season, you never feel the same as you did when you first or training camp. Say that. But it gives some guys to get their legs back and feel a little fresher when they come back.
We're visiting with Coach Mike McCoy on Monday Night Titans. I'm Taylor Zarzour. All right, through 9 games of the season, Coach, let's talk specifically about a few players. And let's start with Chim DK, your terrific specialist on kicks and punts, and now a starting wide receiver for you. You've been with this guy since the Titans drafted him, as you were a part of the Titans staff and now the interim head coach. What makes this guy so special? I know it's not just his performance on the field. You can't just perform like that on the field. You have to be committed all of the time in order to perform like that. Can you give everyone listening to us right now a sense of what makes this guy tick and why he's having such a terrific rookie year?
Well, I think not just Chim, but the entire rookie class. And I tell people when I see friends, you play them, on Sundays and stuff, you talk about it. I think the entire rookie class has done a phenomenal job. Not just on the field, but off the field, and with the preparation, their work ethic. We've been talking about Chim every week, and it's not shocking at all because of just the way he works. As you get to a certain point, and you talk about, sometimes rookies hitting that rookie wall. You didn't see. I think because of the way he practices every day, you never saw that. He goes full speed. He only knows one speed. And it's at times you're like, okay, hey, listen, we said we're going to, go. He's like, this is the way I do it. And I think it's just because his work ethic, the way he prepares. I think Tyke's done a great job with them offensively, and obviously Bones and Stu in the kicking game. But I just think his love of the game and his passion, and just he's learning. And the great thing when he got the big return, it's the players now, they start to see the way he returns it. And they want to do their job better because they know they don't want to be that guy that didn't make the block. Mm-hmm. But I think it all comes down to his work ethic and he wants to be great, and he's done a phenomenal job.
No doubt about that.
Home is at the forefront of all we do. It's why we're so committed to caring for the places and spaces in which we work and live. Ashley, the official furniture provider of the Tennessee Titans. Genesis is the first and only official jeweler of the Titans, having earned that title since 2006. Titans players, coaches, and fans trust Genesis for the absolute best in selection, quality, customer service, and of course, value. For diamonds, engagement rings, designer fashion jewelry, and the largest selection of luxury pre-owned Rolexes in Tennessee, Genesis is the hands-down winner. Genesis Diamonds in Green Hills and Cool Springs, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans. Little Caesars is the official pizza partner of your Tennessee Titans. Download the Little Caesars app and get your favorites delivered today. Delivery fees apply. Now back to the OTP.
We went through Chim Dike, who was drafted in the 4th round out of Florida via Wisconsin. I'm sure that, as you said, collectively, it's all the rookies. You meant Gunnar Helm, the tight end out of Texas. Yep. Elikao Manor from Stanford, also drafted in the 4th round. Now let's go to the 2nd round choice, who had an unfortunate injury against Las Vegas last month, Femi Oladejo. That guy's motor is unbelievable. His confidence level, his personality is infectious. And I know we really were seeing some improvement from him, Coach, before he had the injury. Can you give us an update on how he's doing right now? And just what is your evaluation of Femi as he's a rookie?
Well, Femi did an outstanding job up until he got hurt, and you love his energy. I mean, the guy has always got a smile on his face. And I actually, Deshaun Foster was with us in Carolina for a long time, so we always got to talk about Deshaun and this and that. And you just love the way he approaches every day. And it's not shocking to me the way he's played before he got injured, and he's doing everything he can. But it's like one of those injuries. It's like you got to talk to him all the time. Listen, just be patient with this. I know there's the frustration that sets in because he wants to be out there, just like all the other injured guys on our team. It's like they want to be out there to help the team, but it's like this is something you have no control over this right now. You know, this is going to take some time to heal. Continue to learn. That's the big thing, is continue to be in all the meetings, study, do all those things just like you're playing. Yeah. Because that's all part about being a rookie, is you just got to keep learning. And sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's good for players that all of a sudden you get thrown in the mix and then you got to step back for a little bit. And you might learn some things like, hey, maybe I took these things for granted, and that now I could do this a little better, and you learn. Because now you have a better understanding of the system, and you're watching from afar.
Finally, the 1st round draft choice, the very first pick in the NFL draft, has taken every snap at quarterback this year in Cam Ward. You were telling the assembled media just a little while ago, you were telling me before we started, you just love coaching this guy.
Yeah, you love his work ethic. He wants to be great. He wants to be coached hard. And, you know, he has the moments where there's the frustration sets in. You say, listen, that's okay. You're a young player. You play the toughest position in the game. There's going to be the ups and downs, and you're going to continue to get better every week. That's the most important thing. From a quarterback position as a rookie, there's going to be the ups and downs, and you just keep firing away, and you got to play with conviction, trust the system, do all the little things right, and I think he's getting better every week.
Well, there's nothing more that he would like to do than beat a team near where he's from, the Houston Texans. Of course, he's from West Columbia, Texas. Houston is coming to Nashville this Sunday. They just had a crazy victory over Jacksonville where they ended up scoring 26 points in the 4th quarter. Davis Mills playing quarterback at least this past week. C.J. Stroud had a concussion in the previous game. They also have some injuries on the defensive side that they had to deal with in that game. I know that you think a lot of their team holistically, but especially on defense. They have one of the best pass rushing teams in the NFL. But the ground game has been very effective for them in recent weeks as well. What do you think you're getting when they come to Nashville on Sunday?
Well, it's a well-coached football team. I think in all 3 phases, we've got to go out there and play our best and play complementary football. But it says a lot about the football team, the way they played in the 4th quarter yesterday, and how they came back and won that game. And it's just that's why you just keep playing. You can tell your team these things, but it's a great example of why you just keep playing and take it one play at a time. Live for the next play, and anything can happen. But it just says so much about them, about how they came back and won the game. And that's just they started feeding off each other, and that's complementary football at its finest.
Yeah, and as you said, you have to do it in all the phases. I've heard you say this a number of times, and you said it to the media just a moment ago too. Really seems like it's important, Coach, to get your ground game going this week against a team that has such a great pass rush.
Well, yeah, you got to neutralize the pass rush, and that's one way is to run the football. Obviously, in the passing game, you have to edge help and this and that, but there's nothing like having a good run game.
Yep, and we'll see it on display on Sunday at 12 o'clock as the Houston Texans play the Tennessee Titans. And, of course, we'll be on the air at 11 to get going for it. Coach, it's good to have you back.
Great to be here.
Good to be here myself after this break, and look forward to being there in the stadium on Sunday with you. I'm Taylor Zarzour. This has been the OTP.